Hello, Coffee Beans, and welcome to Madeline's Life Management. Today we have a very special guest, my sister's boyfriend, Miles, who is wonderful and has a LinkedIn account. And, woo! Oh, I almost slipped, but, oh my goodness. But this morning we're just hanging out and I'm making some cobbler. I have never made cobbler, and I love cobbler with ice cream. I don't like it plain, but I did some extra steps to make it extra yummy. Actually, okay, so you guys, thank you for meeting with me today. Flew all the way here just for this little brunch. Actually,
we have a couple things to discuss.
So, what were 3 of your most favorite things about each other within the first week that you met? And then have those changed at all?
That's a good question.
It is a therapy session. They just didn't know about it.
You're amazing at questions. My goodness. Would you like to work in marketing sales?
We have a great... Miles has a great company.
That was your favorite thing about him? That could be.
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
Favorite 3 things in the first week?
In the first week.
And then have they changed?
Savannah liked that I knew all about John Piper and John MacArthur.
I did.
Which I thought was cool. And she asked more questions than anyone I could remember. She was very kind.
Oh, and you had really interesting answers. And you asked really good questions too.
That means that
it
you're
just
selfless.
flowed really well.
Oh. Yeah, this is very easy to talk to. And third thing, she was really kind. I don't think most people are as kind. And that was like very apparent right away. And now my favorite 3 things, have they changed? I think still the kindness. Yeah. I'm still very easy to talk to. Still has a great heart. So yeah, probably the same.
And Savannah's always been like that. Like, I remember people would ask me, because we lived together, they'd be like, is Savannah really like that all the time? Or does she like close the door and is just like, But no, she's really like that all the time.
That's so sweet.
Go you. Look
at that. Okay, so now your favorite thing about Miles.
We need one of your brothers on here too. Favorite.
Let's just fly him down.
Yep.
They offered to come. They're like, if you buy the ticket, we'll just both come right now. Because it's like, no, it's just like nuts. Just like,
wait, because they drove him to the airport. My favorite 3 things about you from the first week, he was so, like, it was just really natural. Conversation was really natural. And I think you communicated so effectively, but also, like, and you communicated very strong, like, convictions that you had, but it wasn't in an aggressive, like, these are my qualifications. It was just, like, a dialogue, which I really liked. Oh. And from the first week, you showed me your LinkedIn, and I loved your LinkedIn. Because
it's not as exciting as it sounds.
It is.
I do want you to explain that later, though.
It's my favorite thing. Because it's not my favorite thing still, but it is one of my favorite websites because you post content in thirds, right? And it's like things about God and His faith and things like that, things about business, and then things about, I forget this next one.
So like a third of it is personal, like mission, faith. A third of it's tactical marketing stuff, and a third of it's highlighting other people.
Yes. Oh. Yes. And he had made this pretty bold. I thought it was a bold claim that his goal was to like mix faith and business, and I didn't know how you could actually like. I was just like, oh, that's really nice. Like I've seen a lot of people like want to do great things with their businesses, but his LinkedIn, I could like see it that he actually like.
So you found a man that you can respect in all facets of his life because he kind of covers all of those in his LinkedIn. Yes. And I know whenever you talk to me about Miles, my admiration for him grows through what you tell me. And I think that's something that women are not taught to search for, but searching for a man that you can respect, especially in the business world, because that's how kind of other people deem respect for a man is so critical and crucial and biblical.
I liked how much quality time you gave me right at the beginning. We had FaceTimes that were just really long. And it just felt like you were right there in that room with me.
You guys have never played games. Talk about your strategy when one texts the other, because I think this is fabulous.
What's the strategy?
He never lets
I'm going to go put my cobbler in.
2 minutes go by before texting me back. He tells me and FaceTimes me.
And do you have, is there a reason for that? Or does it just kind of happen organically?
So because of what I do with customer service, have a lot of people constantly asking me for short things. So even if I'm on sales calls or like anything, I usually have to be able to do 2 things at once just to keep it. Because having like 5 employees and 30 customers and things, like you start to just have a lot of people asking for stuff. So Savannah, in that bucket, it's just, I think it's good for her to know that if she ever wants anything, and if I can't respond, I like the text, so she knows I thought of her, but and then I just try to like make it. If she calls me, I always call her back in a minute.
Yep.
And that's like 24 hours a day. She's called me in the middle of the night. I call her, woke up, call her back, like, do you need something? Because I just think that is the most respectful way to treat her. Yeah.
Yes!
And then my 3 things now. He sends me flowers. And he,
Which again, why you have to be good at business, because flowers get expensive.
Amen! Men, this is why you need to think about the affluence of your career. Not to buy a certain shoe, but so you can send your woman flowers.
It's not about doing something you love, it's about doing something that will make it so the woman loves you.
Flowers, he writes me sweet texts, and he buys me dinner from and
I Venmo'd her for dinner. She was stressed out the other day. She said, since I can't buy you dinner, we're just going to try to recreate it.
Oh,
that's sweet.
I love that so much.
And he does this, he really helps me process things well.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes I can't exactly identify my stressors or, like, why I am feeling something.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, hey, okay, so I actually don't know how you do it. He's so high capacity. So, like, he can do 10 things at once. And he's never just doing one.
So what would you say are the 3 things about Blake, and have they changed over the years?
Oh, you know what? I think they change with the season of life. Mm-hmm. But the fact that let's just proceed this with that he loves Jesus. But, like, that's the obvious.
Yes.
But I don't want to, but, like, that's the obvious, so it's like, I don't want that to take away from my 3 things. But that is important. But definitely his sense of humor, and that he's funny, that never changes. And that when I was younger, when I was looking for a guy, I used to say, I want someone that when we're old and in wheelchairs, they'll still make me laugh and I still want to be around them. And so Blake's definitely that way, that he's just so funny and, like, in a clever way, not in an immature way. So I really appreciate that about him. And I love how intelligent he is, and the fact that he's in med school and has this ambition and this passion for helping people and this interest in the medical field is so foreign to me, because that kind of stuff is not my cup of tea. And so I love how smart he is. I'll help him study, and I'm always just amazed at his intelligence. And I think that's something that I have a lot more respect for now than I used to. I always knew he was smart, but I didn't know how smart until med school, until watching the things that he's processing and helping him study. And I've kind of been in awe at the capacity for human knowledge. I didn't even realize someone could be that smart. And then I also love how...
That's the coolest answer.
He's so smart.
Didn't realize someone could be that smart.
It's true, I really didn't.
Yeah.
But the third thing that has always impressed me, his ability to kind of stay like this. So when he's, like, really, really excited, he's just stable. And I'm all over the place, and I love that about me. I'm not like, oh, I wish I were. But he's such an equalizer in my life, and I need that. And he's just always been, like, when we get in fights, I think it could go so sour, but he stays right here, and he's like, oh my god, I hate that I hurt you that way. Let's talk about this so it never happens again. And I'm just like, wait, I had rebuttals. I had things that I wanted to be mad at. Wait, you're gonna respond like this, and I was gonna come back like this, and then I was gonna, and he doesn't let it get to that point. And we always kind of joke that I can't yell at him because it would feel like kicking a puppy. So
What do you think guys don't understand about how girls want to be listened to? Because if you read a lot of those books, a lot of them will say that's probably the thing that guys are worst at, because they give, like, unsolicited advice as opposed to listening.
Because guys want to fix things. They want to help.
So what do you think guys could do to get better at that? Or what should girls do to help people get better at that?
A lot of the romantic comedies, in the end, the woman overreacts and, like, something horrible happens, and then she gets back with the guy in the end, and you're like, wow, she is crazy and so emotional. Like, why was she even upset about that? I wish she could just get over it. And so a lot of the time, what I used to do is be like, okay, this isn't a big deal. I know like his heart was in the right place, so I'm not going to say anything. But then my demeanor changes. It's not on purpose. It just happens. And so I don't act the same way towards him that I normally do. So he knows something's wrong. So he'll be like, what's wrong? I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm processing something. Well, he knows me. So he's like, okay, I really know something's wrong. And I'll be like, I don't want to tell you because something's wrong, but I want to work through it on my own because I don't want to seem overly critical, blah, 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 blah. And it gets into this cycle. And then what I've realized as a woman is that it's so much easier just to be like, this upset me. Instead of going this long way and then it feels like such a tiny thing. And then also for men, something that Blake does that I so admire and really, really appreciate is that he pursues me and he pursues that. And I love being pursued. Women, we want to be pursued. And there's something so just like reinforcing when he continues to pursue me. And then finally I'm like, and I used to be bad about this, but now I'm a lot better where I'm like, okay, yes, I do have something I want to talk to you about. I love you so much. This happened. I know that wasn't your heart, but it made me feel this way. And then he's like, okay, let's fix that so that doesn't happen again. Or, oh, wow, I can see how he always validates. He's always like, I can see how you felt that way. So then I don't feel crazy, and then I feel more comfortable the next time going to him and saying, hey, this happened and upset me.
There's a really good book, if anyone wants to read a book, called Never Split the Difference, which is by a famous FBI hostage negotiator. And what they found is that a lot of times, if you can't get the other person to think you hear them, like you'll never get anywhere. So you're actually, a lot of people I think ask questions where they start trying to be like, why are you feeling that way? And what you really want to get the other person to say is like, that's right.
Yes.
So they would have calls with a Colombian drug lord where all they're trying to do in the calls just get the, so they'll say like, you feel like America has ruined your family's farm, and then as long as you get them to say that's right, then they feel heard. And what they found is like that is so foundational. And so like, because I think a lot of times that, in my experience, and even with you, like a lot of times it's not that you necessarily are trying to say like you have to do it this way or you have to agree with me, but you do want me to say like, you do want confirmation that I understand what you're thinking. So I think that's a good book.
I wrote that down. I'm going to read that.
Super good.
Oh, that sounds so good. And that is validating to my point.
That's right.
You guys, this was so fun. I am so glad you got to meet my wonderful sister that you already know and her amazing boyfriend, Miles, who is so wonderful. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try the cobbler, and I've paired it with a nice vanilla ice cream. Oh my goodness, this is so good. I was a little worried because I added an extra crumble topping of just butter, sugar, and flour, a fourth cup butter, and then I cut it into 3/4 cup flour and 1/4 cup sugar. That is amazing. You have a little bit of the tartness and the sweetness of the berries paired with the sweetness and creaminess of the ice cream. And then you have this wonderful, very decadent crumble, almost shortbread cookie crumble that you're eating. And then under that, I put a base of a little bit of baking powder, some salt, some butter, some sugar, and what else did I put in there? Lots of brown sugar. I think I mentioned that. And so the first base really is more salty and that more expected crumble, but the second crumble just adds this layer of dimension that really puts it over the top. And the first thing that I've been doing that I thought I'd let you guys in on is actually using this amazing device I got on Amazon, and it is a like little pill remover, and I've been using it on my bedding. So I'm gonna show y'all. So as you can see, I'm gonna show you guys this one. Do you see those pills right there? Yeah, you can see those really well. And then I'll use this. And it completely gets rid of them, good as new. Hello, my coffee beans. So, what Blake and I are doing today is we're actually going to the University of Nebraska at Omaha, UNO, and I am going to get Corona tested. I'm gonna get COVID-19 tested. So we're actually gonna bring you guys along, and I'm going to show you what that entails. So that'll be kind of exciting. And yeah, I think there's a 0% chance that I have COVID. I don't have any symptoms. I haven't been in contact with anyone who has it, but I have to do it for a surgery that I'm getting on Wednesday, and it's Sunday today. So you have to like get it at least 72 hours before, and then you like can't leave the house after that until your surgery, which makes so much sense because how horrible to just infect all the staff and everything. But yeah, so that's what we're doing today.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Is that for you?
Oh, thank you. What do I?
That's for afterwards.
Oh, okay. Guys,
Kristen's not supposed to have a dog in the car.
I am so glad. So they didn't let us record it. And I'm kind of glad because I definitely was like, he's like, breathe out to like exhale any pain. And I was going. So what they do is they have this super, like it's longer than this. It's very long, and they stick it up your nose into the back of your throat. And so he like, I wasn't able to record, but it was super long, and it actually lasted, thank you. It actually lasted a very, very long time. And he said the trick was to keep your eyes open and to breathe out with any pain. So I was like, but the poor guy, he was great. He was just wonderful. But I'm very glad that I didn't know that was happening because I thought they were just gonna swab the back of my throat. So I am very relieved that I did not know what the test was. But it was fine, and I'm glad it's over. And it really wasn't that long. It just was like maybe 15 seconds. So, that step done and on to surgery. I think the surgery might be easier. They're just inserting an IV, not sticking something into my brain. Just kidding. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.